A beautiful woman had her organs removed, yet somehow remained alive. When forensic expert Flanders examined her body, he immediately noticed something disturbingly unusual. Her tongue had been severely damaged. The bones in her limbs were almost completely shattered, yet there were no visible wounds on her skin. To determine the cause of death, Flanders decided to conduct a full examination. When the scalpel opened her skin, blood inside her body was still flowing. This shocked Flanders, because normally, a dead person does not bleed. As the examination continued, he discovered that nearly all of her internal organs were missing, but her skin showed no trace of injury. They also found a crumpled piece of paper inside her body, covered with strange symbols and numbers. He extracted a brain sample to examine the cells, and the result before him terrified Flanders. She was still alive. Flanders' son Jack refused to believe it, because the body had no organs at all. Neither of them knew how to explain it. After a moment, Jack picked up the paper again. He layered the numbers on top of each other, and they formed a clear sentence. Flanders immediately searched through his books, and discovered that the sentence described a ritual. This woman was the sacrifice used in that ritual. She had suffered extreme injuries while she was alive, and as her life faded, she placed a curse on anyone who harmed her body afterward, forcing them to endure the same pain she had suffered. Flanders realized how serious this was, because they had already opened her body. He leaned down beside the woman, begging her not to harm Jack, and to take everything out on him instead. Before he finished speaking, Flanders suddenly struggled to breathe. Then both of his arms felt as if they were violently snapped. The agony she experienced in life was being transferred onto him, while her body slowly began to heal. Barely able to speak through the pain, Flanders glanced at the scalpel, and begged Jack to end his suffering. Jack couldn't bear watching his father in such agony, so with tears streaming down his face, he complied. The moment the scalpel entered his father's body, everything around them fell silent. Only the father's body remained on the floor. Then police officers shouted from outside. Determined not to waste his father's sacrifice, Jack tried to escape, but no matter how hard he pushed, the iron door wouldn't open. As he struggled to flee, the officer's shout slowly turned into a strange, eerie song. Jack watched in terror as the iron door began retreating on its own. Then a bell chimed from downstairs. He turned around, and saw his father, who had just died, standing right in front of him. By the time the police finally arrived the next day, both of them had stopped breathing. A scalpel was lodged in Flanders' chest, with no other visible injuries. The cause of death remained unclear. Jack was declared to have died from an accidental fall. None of it made sense to Officer Forbes. In the end, they decided to send both bodies elsewhere for further examination. But the moment the vehicle started, the woman's body inside moved ever so slightly, proving that the terrifying curse was far from over.